Another one? Really, Isayama? Another one? We doing this right now again, Isayama? You doing this to us again, fam? Like, really? Why it had to be her, though? Why? I think I know why. I think I know why you... The method behind the madness, fam, and it's gonna sound ugly, but you said it years ago, and I think I understand what you're doing, why you are just shooting our hearts one by one, pow, 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 until it's all over. I get it, Isayama. I understand your madness, but it's still like, yo, why? Like, this shit has been insane, bro. Like, Attack on Titan, chapter 132. It seems as though every chapter moving forward into the finale, into the ending of all this, we're going out in a blaze of glory. Like, chapter 132, the death of the commander. This shit, wow. Like, I can't even believe it. Like, we had a couple deaths, to be honest with you. It wasn't just us. Like, you know, Flock bit the big one as well. Not that, like, there's a difference right there. It's like with Flock, I'm like, alright, whatever. Hanji, I'm like, no! Attack on Titan, chapter 132, people. Let's get into that Attack on Titan greatness! Man, tragedy, but I think I know why. Let's get into it.
I say we gonna do what we do, no matter how you move, make your move. That's how it be, though.
So Attack on Titan chapter 132. Very, very tragic chapter. You know it. You read it. If you haven't read it, what are you doing here? Go read it and then come back and hear what I got to say. Because to be honest with you, I think I'm starting to understand the truth of what Hajime Isayama, the author of Attack on Titan, aka Shingeki no Kyojin, why he's doing this, what's going on. So I gotta go back a little bit. I want to say it was anywhere from 4 to 7 years ago. It's been a long time. I would have to go through my archives or whatever. I made a video on this. There was an article that came out, an interview I want to say, where Hajime Isayama, the author of Attack on Titan, said that originally the ending for Attack on Titan was going to be very, very dark, very, very messed up, and it was basically going to be that everyone dies. Now, mind you, where we're at right now in the story, a lot of people have died. We're whittling down to the very few. We're whittling it down. We've lost so many people up to this point. I mean, it's crazy. So you go back to that, right? And he said he was going to have everyone die. It was going to be one of those just fucked up endings. And somewhere along the way, supposedly, he changed his mind due to the popularity. He said he had an obligation and he had a reason why he had to do it differently. He couldn't just have it that everyone dies. And to be honest with you, I'm calling BS on the fact that he changed his mind. I'm calling BS on that because it has been how many characters. Now, mind you, it's not on some, and I always use this as an example, but it's not on some Akame got killed shit. It's not on some, hey, we're getting a death every chapter and none of it is meaning anything or anything like that. It's not that by any means at all. So don't get it twisted where I'm like criticizing it or anything like that. I'm saying from a fan's point of view, fam, this is tragic, and it's looking like more and more as we move forward, everybody's going to die. If you really think about it, what Eren has done, awakening the rumbling, basically plowing through Marley, destroying everything in his path, becoming the founding titan, little by little, the theory that has been floating around for some time that I've thought is very, very valid regarding we're in a essential eternal time loop where Eren, when he wakes up in the beginning from that dream or whatever, is the fact that this whole story is going to eventually revert back to that. So potentially Attack on Titan, everyone is going to die in the end, and then Eren's going to wake up from that dream and start the story all over again. So we're essentially stuck in an eternal loop, which, wow, that would be freaking nuts. I mean, how do you break out of that? That would be crazy if they did a sequel starting from that point with Eren now having the knowledge of all this shit. Maybe that'll be the big change of Eren actually has the knowledge and how does he navigate through all these events. I don't know. That's just an idea of if they decided to go that route, if we're like really stuck in an eternal loop. But either way, it's starting to look like everyone's gonna die. Because the chapter opens up with Hanji talking to the Azumabito, I want to say, the lady from the Azumabito, saying, please, you know, she's telling Hanji, please save our land, please, if you can, and whatnot. And come on, what is Hanji gonna do? Like, really, let's be real here. I go back to even the fact that, like, I'm glad that they're really digging deep into something that I thought of as well, because what Eren has done, no matter if this small crew ends up stopping him or ends up, you know, accomplishing their goal of taking Eren down and shit like that, they are going to be looked at in such a horrible way. They're never going to come back from this. So it's a lose-lose situation. You let Eren do it, then it's just like, yo, all these people died, got massacred and all that shit. You stop Eren, y'all going to be oppressed for the rest of eternity and shit like that. So I'm glad that they actually recognize that throughout the chapter, that there's nothing you can really do. Which explains a lot of Annie's rationale. To be honest with you, I don't blame Annie for, in this chapter, saying, yo, I don't want to fight no more. Everything, if you look around, all that has happened up to this point, yeah, it makes sense. I would probably be at that particular point as well, because it's not like there's an endgame win here. There's no W to be found. We're going to lose no matter what. So her walking away from the situation and deciding to go with Falco and Gabby and shit like that, I understand it. I get it. And the conversation that she had with Reiner, that was really interesting. It was like, you know, they had a complex relationship, and him apologizing and saying if it wasn't for that day, who knows how things would have turned out. If I didn't push forth for us to go and start this whole thing, yeah, things might have been different as well. So it was really interesting to see Annie's goodbyes, Annie's walking away. And I think it's appropriate for her character at this point. If it were, you know, before all this insanity started and Annie woke up, I think she could have played a different role. But because she's just like one, even if she in her female Titan form or whatnot, she's just one person that really can't make much of a change. That's why I'm looking at them, the group in general, like, y'all bugging. Like, the way, I don't know how y'all think y'all gonna stop Eren other than trying to play with his mind of like, hey, you remember us? You used to like us. Like, you don't want to play with us again? We're your favorite toys. Like, I don't get how you're gonna stop it. So Annie walking away, I respect it in a way. Like, I respect that they at the very least all trying, right? But I respect and understand at the same time her decision to say, yo, I don't want to fight no more. I've lost everything. It's over. So yeah, it's a shame, but man, it kind of makes me wish that Annie would have woke up a lot sooner and she would have had a more vital and badass role. I still think that there's room for it. If she's right now going to be like playing protector for Falco and Gabby, maybe when the Titans get to that point, the rumbling and shit like that, maybe she could go into a female Titan. Maybe we might see something. I don't freaking know, but yeah, that was just like, damn, this whole chapter is just a big reminder. We don't got much longer with this series. Probably 4 or 5 more chapters. We also got to see the return and death of Flock one more time, because apparently he held on to the boat all this time and he was there ready to pop caps and motherfuckers' asses. And the return of Levi in his messed up state was able to put a, you know, little arrow to the neck, not an arrow to the knee, an arrow to the neck, and put Flock down one final time. And to be honest with you, just looking at this group and seeing the state that Levi is in, where he's like, all I need is 2 fingers, fam. Yeah, I bet, like, before you go out, you're gonna find any female in the crew and be like, all I need is 2 fingers, dog. Nas needed 1 mic, Levi needed 2 fingers. That's how we rolling, baby. Let's do it. But before Flock is shot down by that arrow, he manages to fill some holes in the gas tank for the flying plane to get them out of there, which is going to take an hour for repairs, but they don't got that type of time because the rumbling has arrived, which, man, Eren, yo, he's a savage. Like, even in the chapter they say like, yo, majority of the land of Marley has already been like decimated. Like, he's pretty much close to accomplishing his goal of stomping everyone the fuck out. Like, wow. And so Hanji decides that it's her time to go, appoints Armin as the captain commander, or the commander of this group, and says, yo, I gotta take one for the team this time, which it felt like it's been for a long time, ever since Erwin. I thought after Erwin it would have been him, but it seems as though it's been like, his time has been coming for a while to take that role, to take up the mantle of the commander of this crew, because it seems like it's just been foreshadowed for so long. So the fact that he's taking it now, even if we are towards the end of it, maybe he might hold that for, let's say, 4 or 5 more chapters. It had to happen. It felt like it was just very appropriate, and it had to come at some given point. So why not come in one of the most dire times now? We might be fighting within the crew at this particular point technically, because they're fighting against Eren, but yeah, he's gonna lead them to whatever death or victory they might receive. And Hanji goes off to go stall some time so that they could fix the gas tank of the plane, and Wow, I'm not gonna lie, just seeing, first of all, the art, Isayama makes sure he goes all out every time he shows a close-up of the rumbling, or just the rumbling in general, all those titans. And you got Hanji there, she's trying to take out, I think she took out like 1 or 2 of them or whatever, but you see slowly but surely she gets like fried the hell up. And I ain't gonna lie, this chapter, it got me sentimental, it got me emotional, it got me again reminding me that for the last 7 years I've been into the series, and it's about to end any time now, because after that we see all of the fallen soldiers meet up with Hanji, because she's dead at this point, obviously. You see Erwin talking to her, congratulating her. You see in the back, I want to say that was Sasha, Potato Girl. You got a few different familiar faces. I think that was Pixies on the far left and shit like that. And it's just sad. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I was just genuinely really fucking sad seeing it. Like, again, one of the lovable, even though she was wacky and crazy, like you see in the chapter, she's talking to the cart titan like, yeah, I'll ride you into battle, and I love being burned up by your back, and all this weird shit is like, yo, another lovable one down. And I'm just reminded that the ride is almost over, man. It's sad, but you know, all good things must come to an end at some given point. And also, I had missed talking about it in the chapter, Mikasa still kind of holding on to those feelings. So I think the climax of all of this is really going to be when Mikasa and Armin face Eren one final time. Now, I don't know which one is going to hold more importance. Is it going to be just the trio of them talking in general, or whatever the case may be? Because you got Armin on one hand talking about how he's going to try and stop him or whatever, and then you got Mikasa talking about that she's still holding on to the scarf. She hasn't let go of that, so her feelings are strong. She even says she's not going to kill him either. So depending on how that goes, I think that when we get to that chapter, we're going to definitely know, like, yeah, we got maybe 2 more to go after that, 1 more to go. Like, that's when I know, okay, Attack on Titan is about to end, because what more needs to be said? Like, Eren has kind of already almost, if not entirely, accomplished his goal. We got like this little group, and I think, to be honest with you, I could see Levi being the one to take him out. I could see it happening, but we just gotta wait and see. But this chapter, tragic, big setup for the next couple plays to wrap this bad boy up. But you know, just again, that ending with Hanji and all the fallen soldiers and shit, that was, wow, it's really ending, yo. It's really ending. Yeah, Isayama's really gonna break our hearts all the way through to the end. But I'm curious what you guys thought about this chapter. How did you feel about the death of our commander, Hange? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Were you sad? Were you crying? What do you think about her placing the commander title under Armin? Do you think that he's ready for it at this point? I mean, if he's not ready now, he never will be, because again, this shit is almost over. Also, Levi back in action despite being kind of crippled. Do you think he's going to be the one to deliver the final blow to Eren? What do you think the conversation is going to be like when Mikasa and Armin face Eren one final time? How do you think they're going to be able to put a stop to him? Do you see any type of W in sight for this crew once they take down Eren, or if they are able to take down Eren? And do you think that we might be really headed towards that ending that Isayama spoke of not doing so long ago, regarding just everybody dying? Like, Hanji dying, it seems to be the case. Your overall thoughts and expectations for the Attack on Titan manga with chapter 133 and beyond? I expect heartbreak until the end. I expect a body dropping every chapter, every other chapter, until this whole thing goes. But we gotta wait and see. Crazy. So I have for this one though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and F in the chat, baby. We gotta throw it in. F in the chat for Hange, the commander. Long live the commander, baby. Like, yo, it's almost a wrap. No. Have an awesome day.
It's nights like this and times like this.
What's that?
That I can give another hit, but I've got this inside a switch, a natural bliss, but that I